Hey bike farmers, thanks for clicking in. This one I think looks a whole lot worse than it really is. I don't think it needs a whole lot more than a pump and a polish. And it looks like it's been sitting like maybe in a barn. This side is absolutely filthy. Tires are completely flat and flopping around. This just has all signs of I've been sitting forever. But sometimes all you gotta do is clean them, put some air in the tires and go for a bike ride. And really, you don't even have to clean them if you don't mind riding a dirty bike. Anyway, this one should go pretty quickly. Famous last words. We don't really know till we get into it, but if you kick back and relax, I'll get started. I think the first step here will be to carefully throw some air in these tubes. You know, these tires aren't seated very well because they're completely flat. I can tell there's a flat spot somewhere before I did that. You can see it on the front. You know, the bike wasn't hung up. It had been just parked on its kickstand, might have tipped over. Unless it was up against a wall. Yeah, I would put good money on the fact that this was in a barn with a dirt floor. Okay, so we're just going a little bit at a time and then making sure things are seated before we bring it up to pressure. I'm gonna put it about 55 PSI. You know, we do this just to kind of see if they lose air over the next 45 minutes or so, or however long it takes us to do this thing. Man, I really kind of feel like taking this outside and hitting it with the hose. So there, I just put in, you know, like 10 pounds just to give it some shape. And then kind of slide it around to get that bead in the hook of the rim. I don't want any surprises. These are nice, simple bikes, rim brakes, 7-speed, upright, big, plump, juicy tires. Good for rolling around on the farm. Out in the country. Really don't need a whole lot more than this. Most people, you know. Nice step through frame. Very comfortable and easy. All right, let's just take it outside quick and hose her down. Oh, this is going well. Now, before I put it in the stand, I want to address this issue here. So this is like tightened open. You know, somebody didn't really understand how this worked. But these are a cam mechanism. So I'm loosening up the back and then, you know, it's open and closed. But we're gonna lubricate things here. Just using some tri-flow. And I'm gonna really loosen things up and try to get this to work again. All right, so that's closed. We'll straighten her out. Actually, I'm gonna go this way with it. So on this side, you can see there's a slot. Well, I can show you maybe. All right, now I'm just gonna do that. All right, we'll put it back up. Should we grease that seat post? Oh, there's like multiple slots cut in this. You can see there's a slot here and there and here. All right, well, We're gonna use the front one. Okay, I'm gonna close that like that, and then tighten it down. Yeah, this is, somebody was messing with this and didn't get it right. We've got issues. But if we can get it so it doesn't move, it's good enough for who it's for. All right, so we'll just kind of start the wiping process. Oopsie daisies. There's a pretty clean new rag here. Kind of wipe that first layer of filth off. Hey bike farmers, just a quick note while there's a lull in the action. If you've made it this far, I assume you liked the video enough to click the like button. If you really like it, let us know in the comments below. And if you're into bicycle content for regular people, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're able to support more directly, click on the super thanks button and send me some taco money. Or better yet, join the channel as a monthly sustaining member. All of these things will help grow the channel organically and give the Bike Farmer YouTube channel a strong future. Thanks again for watching. Now let's get back to the bikes. Okay, and per the usual. Oh, this brake is pretty tight. So there's a barrel adjuster up here. You can see how far out it's turned. Turn this locking collar back. Screw that in, that's gonna loosen things. And I'm gonna loosen the front one too. And then I'll just readjust them accordingly. This one's cross-threaded. Well, so far, nothing's going very smoothly here. You know? It's not the bikes that get ridden a lot that give us the most trouble. It's the ones that are neglected that make things difficult. I get asked a lot, you know, what can I do to maintain my bike? My answer is always, ride it. Just because I can't stand looking at it, this chain is so gross. It's just been collecting gunk. For a decade or more. So that was finish line one step. I have affiliate links for a lot of this stuff in the description. Get a little bit of a cut from that. It's kind of nice. Not a ton of money, but you know, enough that I don't have to think too hard when I want a taco. It's a really filthy rag, but it's a really filthy drivetrain. I have a feeling we're just gonna be wiping as we go with this one. Much like my grandmother used to. Wiping as we go, wiping as we go. When you eat like I do, you're wiping as you go. So as mentioned, this bike is pretty simple. So if you push on your derailleur, you can loosen that cable. And this one should slide out of its home there. And then we got one going all the way through the frame and comes out down here. So I'm gonna tilt that up, let gravity serve me. And we'll let gravity serve us down up here too. That's about all you need, really. It's pretty slick in there. This one is kind of the same principle. So the good news is, wherever this bike was stored, it was filthy, but relatively dry, so there's not a lot of rust anywhere. There's a little bit here and there. Man, it's gonna be hard to keep this one clean. Especially if I keep using dirty rags. My biggest gripe with this bike so far is these internal cables. You can't get at them to lube them. It really sucks, you know, without loosening everything up and taking everything apart. There's no real quick and dirty way of doing it. However, like I said, this is a pump and polish situation for the most part. And things are in pretty good shape despite the filth. So I'm not like lubing these cables because they need it. I'm just doing it out of principle. Like there's no major benefit from this. They're gonna work how they work. But a tune-up's a tune-up. Okay, so this one, I don't know. It wasn't feeling really good. I am gonna loosen the cable. I have to adjust the cable tension anyway. I think it's just here in the noodle region. You know, sometimes if you lube the noodle, everything works a little better, if you know what I'm saying. Also with these step-through bikes, this loop in here is where moisture is gonna collect. And I think I just felt all that lube make it down there. There's a little kink, get that out of there. Lube and kink, man, I tell you, you guys have dirty minds. Okay, I just grabbed a brand new rag. Wiping as we go, wiping as we go. And I tell you what, we're just gonna loosen this guy up too. These springs are like an anti-lock device put on a lot of entry-level bikes. You know, people panic stopping with the front. It's kind of like a safety thing. I think it just enables people to not learn how to use the machine. Like training wheels for adults. Anyway. Slicker than snot on a doorknob there, hey. This isn't something I do very often because it just kind of makes a huge mess. But the way this bike was, and I know I'm going to be giving it a good wipe in the stand. Kind of agitate things with the brush. And this is the Finish Line Speed Degreaser. Here in the truthing stand. Just 1 cup of coffee this morning. Not feeling too squirrely about nothing, honestly. The last video that dropped just a couple minutes ago, actually, but that was a doozy, holy cow. And I kind of lost my mind a little bit. I was in some sort of mood. 2 cups of coffee and a bike that liked to fight back. Anyway, I was like, maybe I'll just be normal for a change and make a nice chill bike tune-up video for you. Don't have to say anything too controversial. Don't have to overshare. But that was a fun video to make. 3 hours I spent on that bike. The edit, I mean, it was an honest 10-hour edit. I was at it all day yesterday. And into the night. Got audio issues, which, sorry if there's a little background noise. I'm guessing that with the background music, most of you don't notice, but when you sit there with the good headphones and the computer, I can really hear it. It was kind of driving me crazy. I did a good job of getting rid of it, I think, but anyway, those are me problems. You know, the production of these videos can be a lot of work too. I've learned a lot in the last couple of years, and I try to keep it super simple. That's my #1 thing. One camera, one mic, use iMovie. I know, I should use Final Cut or DaVinci or one of those other ones, but they just overcomplicate things. You know, and I'd done the whole, I cut the whole video, you know, done most of the edit. Mostly what I do is cutting, not editing. And, you know, I got the cut done, and I, you know, rendered that and downloaded it, and then threw that into DaVinci to fix the audio. And it did a good job of getting rid of the noise. But then the audio, or the voice, my voice sounded super weird, you know? It sounded kind of like a distant, it was recorded in a distant mailbox sort of deal. So I didn't like it. So I went back to the original and then just kind of adjusted some levels and threw in the music. It's really only in the quiet sections, so. And then in the quiet sections, you're listening to the chill music. I really like the solo acoustic guitar the best, I think, is my favorite. Let me know in the comment what your favorite music is, the ambient beats or the soft jazz. I suspect that the soft jazz is a crowd favorite. That's a very close second for me. Big fan of jazz. If I could pick a talent, you know, something that I'd be fluent in, and just have the native ability, or I don't know, I guess you got to practice somewhat, but you know, some people just have it. It would be jazz piano. That's what I would want to play. I'd want to be able to just sit down at a piano, 88 keys, and an imagination. Just let her rip. So we'll drop a couple drops of Tri-Flow right down the brake post and kind of wiggle it just a little bit. President McKinley wrote that song. President McKinley is the king of tariffs. That's what a commenter told me this morning. They name a mountain after that guy? I think they ought to rename it, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, it's rubbing a little bit on that other side, so, or no, it's rubbing on this side. We'll tighten here. Actually, let's check to make sure that the wheel is in straight. Loosen the skewer, wiggle it, get it right up in there, tighten the skewer. It did not move. It sits where it sits, people. In a state of equilibrium. A little bit much. Oh no. It's fantastic. We'll run the same gamut up front here. Get your boot slid over. Throw that in there. A little loose. Feeling good though, nice and slick. Friction free. Got a little bit of a rub. There we go. Oh, I don't think we lubed it. That's gonna change everything. Actually, I don't think so. I think it's pretty clean in there. It's just the dust on the outside. Like I said, I haven't seen a whole lot of evidence of like crazy rust creeping into all the nooks and crannies. Well, maybe it did change a little bit. Agitation, agitation. Yep. So this is why we clean, lube, and then adjust, you know, because I lubricated it and the whole system moved just a tiny bit. Actually, it's like, I mean, that's true, but also it's just a very sensitive system. And like, because the brakes are actually only that tight, but then there's that spring in the noodle that makes them feel super soft. But that's good. You can see how nice and clean everything got. You know, this was filth town before. So I'm still using that same one step I applied before and just wiping it off. You know, it gets stuck in everything, and the more you turn it, it kind of works its way out. And it dries pretty good in the long run, but when you have a tackiness to your chain and cogs, when you ride it on gravel, you'll pick up all that dust and it'll gunk up. So that's why we try to wipe our chains after lubing them. Had one in the other day that was really bad. So bad that I was like, I ain't doing it. I had one of the guys do it. I just got one step all over the braking surface. Oh my God. SMH, are you for real? I would never bring my bike to you. You charge money for that? Fixed. Filthy rag, braking surface. If you care about that, you're wrong. Looking good is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Then it's a lot more than half the battle. I am so grateful that I have good-looking children. Life will be easier for them. Yay, privilege. They're good people, though. It is a fact that my children are better people than me. No doubt about it. I don't take credit for it. Nope, they raised themselves. I made sure of that. I tell you what, I play a support role in their lives. Leave it up to them. confidence, self-reliance, personal accountability. It's gotta be hard on them though, you know, to like have to feel like they've got to live up to be as great as the bike farmer, living in the shadows of the greatest bicycle YouTuber to ever live. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Kind of wish I had some Tri-Flow on these rims. Make them a little shinier. Or some One Step. But I didn't spray it all over the place like I did on the rear. Man, did this thing turn around. With that, the service is complete. I mean, I can't imagine. Yeah, that's tight. So I guess I didn't get like a really good before shot, but that was covered in filth. I mean, just caked. You know, it was brown with gunk. I just saw right through it. Because I'm a seer. I'm a man of vision and time. I'm not an animal. I'm a common man. A man of time. Gotta love her with a slow hand. I need a lover with an easy touch. Well, I mean, what a nice little sight this is. You see that? You see that windmill back there sitting still? The sun's out. It's gonna be a nice 70-degree day. Golf balls are gonna fly good this afternoon. And this one's done, folks. You know, I didn't even adjust this rear derailleur because I didn't even think about it, because you just don't have to. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Pump and polish, you know, really spray it down, put air in the tires, go for a bike ride. You know, it's a nice, easy little video. And I love making them, and I love that you watch them. If you like it and want to see more, click the like button, subscribe if you haven't. That's absolutely free, helps the algo, and it helps other people find it. So it's good for humanity. If you think I'm good for humanity, which I probably am. If you got a little extra, send me a super thanks. Click the little heart with a $ in the middle of it, and I use that to feed my family. Just kidding. I buy tacos with it. I feed myself. And if you don't want to do that for every single video, you can join the channel as a monthly sustaining member. A lot of times there's extra money sitting there. If you got like subscriptions you're not using, cancel them and then give me part of that. And then it's a wash and I win. You know, it's actually a win-win. The corporations lose. So we're into that. Some of you do subscribe and send money, and that's amazing too. But yeah, it's a great way to make a living. I really like doing it. I love having you around, and I'm gonna enjoy the day, but man, I can't believe we got more graffiti and they covered up my Slayer. Terrible. I'm so mad. And it's bad graffiti. Check this out. So everything to the right of the windows is new. Last night, I presume. It's awful. Terrible. The Slayer is dead. I need a lover with a slow hand. Need a lover with an easy touch. There's camera stabilization.